You are live
I'm
and
live. We're
broadcasting. You are
live.
good to go. We are live.
So, welcome to the DZPD live stream. We're a night late this week. Um, this is season 2, week 11. I am gamertag Burt Reynolds, and with me tonight, as usual, is the wonderful golden voice of gaming, my good friend Negan Killjoy.
Hello, everybody.
And yeah,
Hello, Bert. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you doing?
Doing well. As we discussed earlier, it's Friday. Whoop. And
Yeah.
we got big content going on tonight. We have some fun
We got
tonight.
big content going on tonight. We're gonna run. We probably won't do the whole thing on stream. Maybe, I don't know. We are gonna run the Maliwan Takedown on Mayhem 3. We've not done it. We're going in relatively blind. But we're back in Borderlands. I guess that's kind of news. Divisions. We played Division last week. Like what they're doing with it, but the new update doesn't come out till March 3rd. This game, as we mentioned last week, got an update last week, and I told my stream tonight 3 levels, question mark, question mark, question mark, because one of the things they added was the ability to go from level 50 to level 53. And
Whopping
it's
change.
three
Whopping.
levels. So it's like, what is that about? But 3 levels in a Borderlands game means 3 more skill points. Which I don't know. I don't know that I feel like it really meaningfully changed my build. It gave me a little more damage output. I don't know. Did it change your build a ton, Negan?
Not a ton. I went into it
No.
today and I just added some shield recharge and some health. But no, it didn't change. 3 points on that big of a skill tree as many options you have really didn't add a whole lot to it. I agree.
No. Yeah. But what it did do is basically negate everything we had, because in a Borderlands game, 3 levels represent roughly 30% more health, right, that you get inherently. And it roughly means all the rolls on all your gear have the potential to be as much as 30% higher, which 30% higher is a lot. It's not nothing. Um, and the enemies then got 30% more health and armor. And so if you don't have that additional 30% health, the game, in essence, just got 30% harder for you unless you go refarm all your gear. So we've been refarming gear. And I think we're feeling like we're at the point where, I mean, we've never done the takedown, which is shocking because we play a lot of this game. I've got hundreds of hours into it and haven't done it. And
Very true.
yeah, it's weird.
Well, one of the reasons originally was because it had to be 4-man, and we didn't necessarily
Yeah,
have that LFG or match, getting the 4-man going. But the reason we're trying
we
it
did not.
tonight, and now that we have the option, is because it scales.
It scales to 2 people, and we're 2 people.
So
We're
there
just
are
the
two
right 2
people.
people. Yeah.
Really should scale to 1 for us, but it's going to scale to 2 just to make it fun.
If it knew us, it would scale to 1 and treat
It'd give us
us
a
like
chance.
we're 1 person, because
Right,
we're not.
it'd give us a chance
good.
the first time through.
We're not that good. Um, Before we jump in there, we have a couple things to talk about tonight. One, what are you drinking?
What am I drinking? Tonight. Well, after the last couple weeks of as a tribute to myself with a Colchis, I actually went and got what's called a True Colch from Almanac Brewing, which is a local to the area here in the Bay Area. So it's
Okay.
called a True Colch, which I'm
Very
guessing is
cool.
they got some sort of rights or something like that to call it a True Colch, because apparently you can only call it Colch style in America.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
like a
that's those.
trademark or something like that.
The EU. The EU has all these food laws. I just read. It's funny you bring it up. Just read about it because we're going to England. My wife and my kids and I are going to England in 4 weeks from today, actually.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I was just reading about like the area we're going to, and England's famous for their cheese.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yep.
lot of old cheeses come from there, right? So like technically, like you can only call cheddar cheese in Europe if it comes from Cheddar, England.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it's just a cheddar style cheese. Um, and it's that same thing, man. There's like a law about it. So the EU. So I guess we're just maybe the beer manufacturers are being more respectful than the cheese manufacturers, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other side of that, the flip side of that is the same thing with bourbon. Now there's a national definition of what bourbon is and how it can be, how it's created, how it's stored and all that stuff. And I
Yep.
believe the EU does recognize that as well.
Yeah,
So
they seem to be very attuned to this whole call it what it is, only if it's from that region thing.
right, right, which is why you're having all these other places, trying to tag like Tennessee whiskey and Alabama whiskey. And there's one place I read about off the beer topic, of course, but it was one place that was like trying to do Missouri style whiskey and Texas style. They're trying to get the same stuff, some
Hmm.
laws written around those two. That's
Wow.
interesting.
That
And
is interesting.
I doubt you're doing bourbon or whiskey this evening. So what are you
No.
enjoying this evening?
So last week, you may remember, I did have a Kolsch, but it was a passion fruit Kolsch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which I wasn't holding against
so
you at the time, but passion fruit
right.
was. It's your
So now
LaCroix.
it is. Well, and I have a LaCroix. I'm actually they make something that has two flavors, and they put it in a skinny can. This one is pineapple strawberry. I don't know. Jury's still out on this one, man. I'm not positive on it. No, beer wise, I'm drinking also local, but Goose Island, which is local to me, but they got bought out by Budweiser InBev. Um, on the note of passion fruit, I saw they had a ale with natural passion fruit flavor called SPF,
Oh,
which I think is
nice.
a reference to the sunblock thing. So I decided I'd try that tonight. I have not opened it. I will open it on live stream, Negan, and
There you go.
taste the first sip.
Now the best part of this would have been had it exploded as you opened it.
It
Cheers,
did
by the
not
way.
explode. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's okay. It's not
Mine's pretty good.
fantastic. It's all right.
No, mine's actually what I expect from a Kolsch. Nice, a little bit of bitter, but not too much. Very refreshing, light.
I definitely prefer the Kolsch one that I had last week. So there's that.
Okay,
But hey, these guys are owned by Budweiser, so don't buy their beer anyway. Whatever.
that's right. They're not
I'm
craft
not.
brew anymore. Those bastards.
I'm not disappointed because they're owned by Budweiser.
There
The
you
other
go.
thing I wanted to talk about tonight, actually, and this will sound super like YouTube streamery, but I was going to talk about controllers, only because as a Moz main in this game, like your controller actually matters a lot. So I'm not in paid sponsorship. Just throwing that out there. But I have 3 different controllers that I use, and the key in this game is really being able, like in a Moz build, we were just talking about it, like or Moz or whatever Moz build, you have to be able to throw grenades to heal yourself, and of course the grenade bumper or grenade throw in this game's mapped to the bumper, which is hard to do when you're shooting. It's really hard to hit both those bump buttons at the same time. So we've got a couple different controllers here that have extra buttons on them. I have my Xbox Elite controller. This is a V1. They have a V2 out now, I think, an updated one. This is a 1, but it's a Scuff. I had it upgraded by Scuff, and so it's got these cool little under paddles. I like this for racing games. I don't like it for this game. So there's that. It's the most expensive of the bunch. It's a very sturdy and heavy controller.
Right.
It is good for racing games, and I have a steering wheel, which if I moved my camera, you could see I have a Logitech steering wheel, so I don't really use a controller when racing unless I'm being lazy. But that's what I do use it for. And then I have the controller. I think you have a controller. This is the
Razor tournament Wolverine.
Wolverine Tournament Edition. I have a Tournament Edition Razor, and I love this controller. It has under buttons down here and some buttons up here. And the problem with this one is actually my right bumper started kind of not working all the time. So, but I used the heck out of this. This has a lot of miles on it, like a lot. And it's not like it doesn't work, but you have to like hit it just right. Like it no longer, if you like, like it's not. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's just not perfect. But it's been a good controller. I don't want to give the impression it wasn't. And then what
Yeah,
I'm using tonight
I've got the same one. I like that one really a lot. It's my main controller, so it's a good one.
A good controller.
As you see, the right bumper works pretty well. I just launched Sentinel in your face.
And then I've got this. This is the Wolverine Ultimate Edition. Little sturdier, a lot more metal on this. Even the thumbsticks come off and are replaceable like the Elite controller is. This has even more buttons on the bottom of it, like a lot of buttons on the bottom of it. A grand total of I think 6 extra buttons, so more extra buttons than there are regular buttons. That's crazy. This thing's awesome. I like this, and I managed to get it on sale for the same price as I paid for that tournament edition. So it's pretty slick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, but just something to think about. Like this kind of game, I've never, like I've had some of these controllers for a while and love them, but I'm usually mapping the extra buttons for no specific reason other than like laziness. But in this particular game, it's a game changer. So that's why I wanted to call it out. If you're running MOs and you're thinking about a new controller, and this like one of these razors would be a game changer for you. So
right. Yeah, so the tournament edition you can't reprogram. You can't do like macros and stuff like that on the buttons because they made it tournament legit is what I think what they phrase it as. But the ultimate can you map macros and can you do the combos on those or?
I don't think you can map macros. I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
I thought you could do something like that on the Elite, or is it just remapping buttons on the Elite as well?
No, you can only remap buttons on the Elite. No macros.
Gotcha.
All
right.
I don't know that there's any emulation or macros on this. I don't think there is, but I could be wrong, Negan. I haven't really looked into it. But you mean 6 extra buttons, right? Like, that's a lot you can remap a lot of cool stuff. So like I have my my switch between which element is on one of those, right? And I got my grenade throw on another, and I've got my hop into my Iron Bear on another one of them. So I can do all that without ever stopping pulling the trigger. Which is
okay. I was gonna ask you what the advantage of it was, but that's why you have all the extra buttons that do the same things when you don't have to stop shooting or whatever.
And that's the point, because she will throw grenades while still shooting.
Okay.
Which makes it a game changer, right? Because like if you play it with that on the bumper, you're pulling your finger off the trigger to do it, or you're using your middle finger on your trigger. She will throw grenades while still firing if it's mapped to one of those buttons, if you're able to hit it at the same time. And so, man, does that come in handy when dishing damage. Especially because on my build here, you'll see my Cloning Maddening tracker has on grenade thrown, weapon grenade, and action skill damage are increased by 25% for 6 seconds. So like being able to throw the grenades is like an instant 25% damage bump, and not having to pull my finger off the trigger means I don't waste any of that time. So it's actually pretty strong.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So with that said, and all business out of the way, shall we take down Maliwan? Black Site?
I think we're ready. I think we're ready to take down Maliwan. Whoosh. real content for Friday night.
Real content. I'm gonna not drink too much of my beer.
Well, you can't let it get warm, so you have to, pace yourself, but you can't let it get warm.
Navigate to Midnight's Carton. But yeah, we gotta navigate. Okay.
Guess everybody's going with us. Because, Claptrap, he's the one that will make all the difference in the takedown.
Well, I would agree. Maybe we can throw him at the enemy.
Exactly. So we were going to talk about real fast, and we touched on it about the going from the upgrade or the level change, how did you was going from 50 to 53 difficult for you, or is it relatively easy? Did it seem
Well,
like
you
a
mentioned
slog to do it?
Claptrap. I went and I just went and farmed Claptrap on in the DLC, the Claptrap,
Scrap
whatever it is,
Scrap
right?
Trap Prime or whatever.
Scrap Trap. Yeah, that's what I
Hmm.
did. I just went and farmed Scrap Trap. It took approximately, I don't know, maybe an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep, that's about what it
Uh,
took. That's why I was curious. I did something very similar. In fact, I did that exact same thing, and they didn't make the leveling too terribly brutal, which was kind of nice. They didn't, which I could see
No,
going from 50 to 53 is nice because it's not a huge jump, but it's also kind of like we touched on, almost a little
but
pointless just
negating
because of
all
stuff.
our old stuff and making us refarm it all, now
Right.
that's been a whole week of.
Yeah.
I've probably gotten back, I'm going to say an eighth, maybe, after a week of what I had before. I mean, obviously went and got the stuff I use most, in my builds, right? So I
Right.
went and
Right.
targeted getting an ogre because I use the ogre a lot, Trevenators, Wester guns because they deal splash damage, and I was trying to farm for echoes. The um, the echo is a pistol, a torque, torque pistol. No luck. The problem is there's no farming events going on. It was kind of a cruel thing they did if you think about it, right? Like, um, they gave us all these farming events, right? One after another, and they were really fun farming events.
Hmm.
And then the second we were done with all of those, um, then they pretty much made us go up a level, three
Yeah, that's
levels,
true.
and negated everything. So it's like, well, that's, I don't know, seems super lame if I'm honest. I
That
was
was
kind of
kind
like,
of a cruel joke.
it's
Yeah.
dirty, and then to make it worse, there's no like new, like I was really hoping at reset this they would say, oh, by the way, we're gonna institute the increased loots from the chests indefinitely, or we're gonna do another boss farming week or whatever, because there's supposed to be some big new announcement about additional content next week. So like, I thought maybe they'd do something to hype that by trying to make it fun to go
Right.
get all that new gear, and they didn't. And
Right.
so certain things are just horribly hard to farm for.
Yeah. Well, they had the hard event, so that was what they were focused on, I think. Just and like you said, they could have done something similar. They should have been out something.
You know what we didn't look at in here, Negan? We should probably check and see what the modifiers are. Make sure we're not going into this with like terrible Mayhem 3 modifiers.
Let me see what they are real fast. Cover me.
I'm got it. 50%
Minus 50.
pistols.
Yep. SMGs. Go ahead.
Uh,
I'm
It's
shooting
a
things.
that's a pretty non-offensive one. Um, you want to go for a better one real quick?
It's up to you. I mean, I
Up
do
to
use an
you.
assault rifle quite a bit, so I have a couple
You're
SMG or an
what?
SMG I can use. I said I use an assault rifle a little bit, but I also have an SMG and pistols I use too. So let's see how it goes. What the hell? Let's take what we get the first time.
Well, once we get rolling on this, we're not coming back because there aren't checkpoints. You know that, right?
I think I
Not
recall
till we
that.
get to halfway. So if we're not happy with the modifiers, we should do something about it now.
I'm ambivalent towards them.
Your
So
choice,
do it.
man. What?
I said I'm ambivalent towards it. So let's just do it. Let's just run it. It didn't seem like it was affecting my damage too much. What is hitting me?
Retch is going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, they are. A little bit of splash damage by. All right, I'll let you take care of those.
Yeah, this thing is a Death Spheres.
I'll work on my reload speed next.
I got a shield that you may end up being interested in. I got another stopgap.
Nice.
Ah, my screen. Ow, my frames.
Oh, big boy out there. Hello, big boy. Cover. Here we go.
The Kraken. Careful, those red circles are where he's going to launch rockets.
Okay. Got a guy over here causing problems for me, so I'm good. Here we go. Oh, invisible guys. That's nice. Yeah, I'll freeze you so I can see you. Need help on the boss, or I'm just kind of doing the mob thing right now? Oh, shit.
Got him.
Okay.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, don't die. Remember, if you die,
Mm-hmm. I don't want you to do the rest of it.
so if you're down, you go down, call it out loud so that we know.
Yep. Will do. Ooh, some legendaries. What we got over here?
Some loots here.
Big boom blaster. Weren't you looking for those for a while? Sort of its anointed siren, so never mind on that one.
I was, but I'm not really anymore.
And a rough rider shield.
Oh, so here's what I got. The wood blocker.
The what?
The wood blocker. It's like a meme in this game. It's the worst. It's a sniper rifle. It does nothing exotic. It's a piece of garbage. Well, there's an ammo machine right here. So.
They're freaking out, man.
And, you know, in case you need to buy some new grenade mods, they also have that.
Oh, good. So throw a place for it.
Here's the funny thing, man. Like, I didn't use a drop. Not a drop of ammo in that whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. Because
So
splash damage regens my ammo.
So contrary to our normal playstyle, I'm doing all the shooting, and you're not shooting anything. Okay.
Oh, no.
Gotcha.
I fired tens of thousands of rounds. I never stopped firing. But as long as I'm dealing splash damage, I'm regenning ammo. All right, so this is the first real boss. This you're going to want some shock for, I think. We need to focus on one at a time of these guys.
Okay. Whatever he hit me with almost took me down, so I got to be very careful now. Okay. Well, I don't like them going immune like that, cheaters.
Well, that's what they do.
We don't have to like it.
You have to like it, Negan. Required that you like it.
All right, I like it. I love it so much. We love it so much. Little fucker moves. A big one off to our right.
So, Negan, that's the first boss.
All right, nice.
That's some winning.
That is definitely
Turtle
some
red
winning.
card recharger. Yeah, the red card recharger. This is the instantly begins recharging when broken. Sliding in. This is unique to this. Sliding into enemies drains all shields and deals damage. I will never use this thing, but if you want it, I will drop it for you because it is a recharger and it is again unique to the raid. Unique loot.
Well, I like unique. What the hell? But I never use it. I can say I got it, or I can say it was given to me.
So there's 2 shields for you, that both of which may be interesting. I got another wood blocker. Sweet.
Sweet.
I'm so
You're
excited.
so lucky, you.
I'm so pumped. Also, some
You're
of the
so...
loot dropped off the map for me. So there it is down there. There's a gun that I probably want, but I can't jump down there.
Might be useful right now.
It looks
But
like
it works.
it looks pretty good, whatever it is. Should I try jumping down there?
No. But you can. I mean, if you really, really want to, feel free. I can't stop you necessarily.
Well, I think we're actually at a checkpoint, but
Oh, okay. What do we know for sure? Let's not tempt fate. You want to, don't you? You're looking at the edge. You want to.
I do, dude. I really do.
I can sense it. Like, I really look at this. Look at this.
Well, here's
It's
the
not
thing.
gonna
Right? I
hurt.
can't get back up anyway, so it's not
Right.
like just getting down there and not dying's not the only thing, right?
Right.
That's the
Gotcha.
problem.
You'd be stuck. Yes.
It's
Don't want
not
that.
just not getting down there; it's getting down there.
All right. Here we go. More and more.
The bridge.
Oh, of course it didn't disappear. That totally makes sense. Like we spawn camped that one.
Well, of course we spawn camped it. What else would we do? Isn't that what we do?
That is what we do. That's why it's there. Asking for it. Go, Sentinel, go. Whoa, that was close. Yep, that got me. I went down. Give me something to kill. Got it. Love tripping up those guys and they try running at you with a shield. Team shooting. It's the way we do.
Yeah, that is the way we do right there. So there's some invisible guys here.
Mm-hmm. We flip to my gun that will freeze them and make them noticeable, a little bit more noticeable. There we go. That guy. Do a little crowd control. feel like a big guy's coming up. Ouch, what the hell just hit me with took everything? All right, I went down right by you.
You're behind me?
Right by you, yeah.
Okay. Let me... Oh,
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
down
shit.
too.
Yeah, I'm down.
You're down.
Down.
What's it telling you?
It's
Negan
looking at you,
Killjoy
man.
is spectating.
Yep. I think that's the screwed up thing about the takedown, isn't it? We have to wait for you now.
Mm-hmm.
It's an annoying death ball behind you.
Was there one up behind me?
Yeah.
Get out of there. Oop. Well, this may have just gotten a lot shorter.
Oh yeah, well, there's only one thing for you to shoot now. Oh, that's
Yep.
especially when it's a flying around thingy. Well, we knew a couple times at least where this was going to happen, right?
We knew it was hard. Hard. Yeah. And on that note, we got defeated. But I think we'll end our stream here. So that we can focus a little bit more on finishing this up. And we'll let you know next week how it went. But as you can see, you know, we're just refarming everything. And I think the main thing is, I mean, I was initially frustrated about the 53 thing, but I actually think it's kind of fun. Like, it feels kind of casual. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but like,
it's not a game breaker. It doesn't
right.
make everything horrible and stuff like that.
I don't
I
feel
would have been more
horribly
upset.
behind
No,
or anything. Like, and I've been enjoying refarming some of the stuff, and I've been able to put my build back like 80%, you know, or whatever. Like, feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, had they made it any higher, like we talked about, had they made it like 10 levels higher but no new content, I think I would have been more. I probably would have stopped playing for a little while because of that. That would have been the
salty.
wrong.
So they actually made a good decision.
Things.
They actually made a good decision.
I think they did. Three is good enough. Three's, you know, you do have to do some more work there. You know, they want you to play the game a little bit more, which is their prerogative, but I think they did it the right way. So.
But I don't feel like the need. Like, I guess here's my point. It's enough that I have to refarm everything. But I don't like. It's not so much that by doing it at a nice, reasonable pace, I'm not so underpowered that I can't do it. You know what I mean? And I can't. It's not like I can do it in my own time, right? Like, I'm not in a super big hurry to get it done. I can just play the game and enjoy it, and I'll eventually be able to put my builds back where they were. You know, and I think that's the good news.
Yeah,
I can play it casual core and enjoy it. And yes, I'm excited about this week when we find out about the next DLC and what's next. So there you go.
All right.
With that, we're going to sign off for tonight. And so
see ya.
Negan will tell you see ya, and we'll see you next week.
Right, so if I do this right,
Here
we go. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. See ya.
See ya. All right. Thanks, Negan.
Yep. Later, Bert.